Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're going to be talking about Richardson Hitchins and whether he will be in trouble the night of the fight against Oscar Duarte. We're going to get into Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios, and of course, we're going to get into some open boxing topics. We definitely going to be talking about that Zuffa boxing card as well. I seen a sensational knockout. LB Ali was the victim in that situation. I had heard through the grapevine that Charles Martin had got knocked out by F.A. Ajagba. We definitely gonna get into all of that. But before y'all hit the like button, I'm sorry. Before we do anything, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,300 mark, looking to hit that 3,400 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. I see the comments in the building so far. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Big Play Bray. What up, brother? What's going on? What's going on? Kabara Train. What up, brother? He said R.I.P. Charles Martin. He was a good man. Man, why y'all playing with Charles Martin name like that? Why you had to go that far? God damn. I got to see that video. Teach, what up? Slime, what up? What up? What's going on, y'all? How we feeling? How we feeling? Let me go ahead and do this real quick, man. I need to get this done because people be hating on the channel, bro. It be crazy to me. Motherfuckers be stealing my takes. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be doing everything they can to try to like downplay me. You know what I mean? Act like I ain't somebody in this motherfucker. You feel me? So they take my talking points. They be watching my videos. Be even contributing to the chat and don't even be subscribed, bro. I know who the fuck it be too. But we're going to put this on subscriber only mode because if you're not subscribed to the channel, why would we care about what you got to say? Simple and plain. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to the 15 people that's in the building, man. We got some things that we currently need to discuss. Oscar Duarte looking absolutely ripped out here in these streets. I see Richardson Hitchins. He's very confident in what he's going to do with Oscar Duarte as well. You know what I mean? I've seen him putting the final touches on camp with his trainer and things of that nature. I've seen Bruce Carrington out there supporting Bruce Carrington supporting his Brooklyn brother. You feel what I'm saying? So that fight's on the way. It's ready to go. Ooh wee. Oh, he stopped Charles Martin on his feet. I mean, I could have told y'all F.A. Ajagba was gonna beat Charles Martin. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy to even say that Charles Martin was a world champion. You know what I'm saying? Like absolutely insane. He was one of the shortest reigning champions that I could ever recall of this era. You know what I'm saying? I think he only had the belt for a couple months before AJ took it off him, the IBF heavyweight title of the world. But it's crazy. Like Charles Martin, he's still been around at the heavyweight division, still getting solid fights and things of that nature. But he always seems to fall short to like these not elite guys, but the guys that's right below elite. You feel what I'm saying? Seen him lose to an older Luis Ortiz. Seen him. I think I seen him knock Gerald Washington out, but that's Gerald Washington. You feel what I'm saying? No disrespect, but you know what I mean. We never looked at him as like this upper echelon heavyweight. You feel what I'm saying? But Charles Martin done been around the block at this point, bro. You know what I mean? He lost to Jared Anderson. He hurt Jared Anderson, but he fought Jared Anderson. He got knocked out by Luis Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? I remember when the baby face. What was that dude name? His name was like Adam Kaunaki or something like that. I remember him. Zane. Wait, who ruined Adam Kaunaki? Was it? I think it was Hellenius. I think Hellenius destroyed. I think Robert Hellenius really destroyed Adam Kaunaki. He was never the same. But of course, like I think the only reason why Charles Martin won a fucking world title was because he fought the boy Glasgow. I think like he got an injury or something. He was no longer able to continue. So by default, they had to give him the world title. Eddie Hearn and them, they knew that that was going to be easy work for Anthony Joshua. So they went ahead and made that fight happen. You know what I mean? Mr. Big Play Bray in the building. He said, do you think Ryan will make weight? If not, will they still let him fight? Oh, they definitely going to let him fight because there's a lot of money on the line. You feel what I'm saying? Well, it's dependent upon how much he is overweight. But considering that, if he's over a pound or a pound and a half, he probably just going to pay that penalty over to Mario Barrios or continue to fight. But if he misses weight overall, bro, I don't never want to hear about Ryan Garcia ever being in a world title fight again. Even if he beats Mario Barrios or whatever the case is, that title becomes vacant, whatever. I don't ever want to hear Ryan Garcia's name affiliated with any type of world titles in the future. Just have him be like a internet, since a streamer, boxer, or whatever. Put him over in brand risk with Aiden Ross and them, and let's just forget about it. Because every time this dude gets an opportunity for a world title, he seems to fumble it somehow, some way. Whether he quits, whether he tests positive, whether he misses weight, you know what I'm saying? Just keep that motherfucker away from world titles at this point. But he was 149 pounds yesterday. So based off of that, there's no excuse why you couldn't make 147. So Kabara Train says, what's your take on Joaquin Buckley and these MMA fighters always talking shit and wanting to be in street fights? I don't understand. I don't really understand that, bro. I think there's a lot of jealousy in the MMA community when it comes to boxing. You know what I mean? That's how I feel, because you never hear boxers come out and talk shit about MMA fighters. It's always the other way around. It's like these dudes be insecure. They don't be liking how the way they finances is set up. You know what I mean? Because they be out here sacrificing their knees, their shoulders, their elbows, like every part of their body for people's entertainment, and then they come home with crumbs. Now you see these fighters that only use their hands and their feet, not the kick, but the move. Well, let's just say they just use their hands and they get paid 10 times more than what they'll ever see in their career. So I think it's a lot of animosity towards boxers. I think it's a lot of hidden jealousy and animosity towards boxers, and they show it. And to try to make themselves feel better, they talk about how much, if we was in the streets, man, if we was in the streets, I'd do. First of all, y'all not doing shit. Y'all not doing shit, bro. Like, cut it the fuck out. Half the time when y'all see these boxers like Canelo and all of them, y'all be trying to shake their hands and take pictures with them. Y'all niggas be fans low-key. And it's like, what the fuck? What business do you have fighting in the street anyway? You are a professional athlete. You're just trying to make yourself look good. You're trying to make yourself, I'm not even say look good, because you won't even look good in that situation. What you're trying to do is try to make yourself feel better. That's how you're coping with the situation. About, man, I fucked that nigga up, man. I ain't worried about him. Whole time you are worried about them. You hate that they're doing better than you and sacrificing less. That's not our fault that you took part in a sport where you're getting fucked over by your bosses. That has nothing to do with the boxing community, respectfully. You see what I'm saying? You should have chose a different profession. You feel me? And it's like, how often do you hear MMA guys doing street fights? All of a sudden, y'all so fucking gangster when y'all pull up on a boxer. And who's to say that who's to say you'll even beat a boxer in the street fight? Who's to say? Would you just go and rush a boxer? What if you run into a punch and now you sleep? Like, there's so many different things that could happen. Not all fights go to the ground. You feel me? It's like, I don't even want to get into all of that. You feel what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. But it's just super corny that it's just like every fighter that ends up like being like a big name or whatever, people want to talk shit about them. Especially since Conor McGregor got an opportunity. Francis Ngannou got an opportunity at a boxer and shit like that. It's like they pockets be hurting so bad that they see boxers and be like, damn, I want that. Like, they be hating, bro. They really be hating. They always hating. When Canelo was at the top of the game, here come Kamaru Usman. Oh, I'll fight, man. I'll beat Canelo. Nigga, no, you won't. Shut the fuck up, bro. And then I'll be talking about how come these boxers don't come into the cage. Bro, the boxer's not worried about y'all. What the fuck they got to come in the cage for? Y'all always mentioning boxers' names. Y'all always mentioning their names. And they talk about, oh, why don't you come into the octagon? Bro, ain't nobody, they wasn't even worried. They wasn't even talking about you. You brought them up. Fuck out of here. Y'all super corny. When Floyd Mayweather was at the top of the game, here come Conor McGregor. Oh, I'm going to have to call Floyd out, see what the fuck's going on with that guy. Like, you worried about him. Then when fucking Terrence Crawford at the top of the game, Topuria, Dickey, and it's like, go solve your problems with your baby mom, nigga. Go figure that shit out. And you got smoke. And like, Topuria be killing me because it's like, nigga, your best win is what? Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira. Come on, dog. You need to be worried about the other big dogs that's in your division, dog. Go get at them niggas. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you ain't do nothing to be talking crazy. Like, you just started getting hot, nigga. Fuck you worried about boxers for? You ain't clean out the octagon yet, nigga. You ain't clean out no weight classes. You ain't John Jones. You ain't Anderson Silva. You ain't George St. Pierre. You ain't none of them niggas, bro. You ain't Mighty Mouse. None of them. You not even DC. Fuck out of here. And we don't even want to hear them niggas talk about fighting boxers. Respectfully. So yeah, that's my whole rant on that whole situation, bro. The fuck Buckley talking about? Didn't you lose to an old ass Kamaru Usman? The nigga who gotta walk down, he gotta walk down steps backwards because his knees blown the fuck out. Bro, don't nobody want to hear you talk about boxers, nigga. Why don't you go get a world title in MMA before you ever start talking about boxers? Boxers don't wake up and be like, damn, I'm gonna talk shit about Buckley today. You not popping, niggas. Niggas don't even know you. Carver said, tough dudes like Buckley get the switch. Yeah, the niggas was making it seem like Carver was talking about, well, I shoot him. No, he talking like some general shit. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I remember one time and I fought a couple blocks away down from here. I beat this boy the fuck up on Manchester and Lehigh, the basketball court. Whooped him over my cousin's beef. Pause. My cousin was going at it with the ball. My cousin was scared, low-key, didn't want to fight him. I took the smoke. I fucked him up. The nigga dad came over. He walked over to the ball court, was talking about who was that fought my son. I said, me. I thought I was going to have to fight the pop. I was going to tune him. The nigga showed me his gun, and you know what he told me? He showed his gun on his hip. He said, tough niggas like you die real young. So Crawford was saying the same shit. And no words will always stick with me ever since then. I've been one of the most non-confrontational motherfuckers out here because the last way I want to go out, especially with a son, is by a nigga who can't fight or a nigga who feel intimidated by me smoking me because they scared. The scary nigga's a dangerous nigga. Straight up. And I'm not saying that MMA fighters can't beat boxers in street fights, but it's like, why are we even talking about that? Neither one of these niggas are known for fighting in the streets. Boxers not known for fighting in the streets. MMA niggas not known for fighting in the streets. We know MMA niggas for fighting in the octagon. We know boxers for fighting in the square circle. The only nigga that we knew that was street fighting that was able to transition to both sports was Kimbo Slice. RIP to Kimbo Slice. So let's stop acting like Kimbo Slice, he always fought standing up, right? And he had some success in MMA. I remember he beat I think he beat like the boy Houston Alexander and all that shit. Like he had a obviously he didn't go to the top of the game. He didn't have what it took. He didn't have enough experience under his belt to thrive in MMA. But y'all seen Kimbo Slice with a little bit of training beat MMA niggas, and you think a boxing nigga won't whoop an MMA nigga in the street. It's like, cut it the fuck out, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's because I came from wrestling and I did boxing. I just got a different take. Like, I don't understand why people just automatically assume because motherfuckers do some type of jujitsu or niggas do some type of wrestling or judo, whatever the case is, that they just automatically got the upper hand on the boxer. Not if they connect on your stupid ass. Not if you can't close the gap against them. Not if your defense ain't right. I seen MMA niggas get tattooed in street fights. Yeah, the father did teach me a lesson, though. He said, Link, sir, when you can, I got you. Absolutely. He did teach me a lesson. I'll never forget that shit, bro. I swear to God. And what's crazy was, bro, and that's how I knew I had to chill. The nigga showed me his gun and I was still talking shit to him. But I was scared for my life, but I couldn't stop talking. I was using my words as a defense mechanism. I was trying to throw him off. He didn't give a fuck about none of that. But that's how I know when niggas be talking crazy, I know that I know they not really like that because I used to use that. Even though I was like that, I used to use that as like a last resort to get people up off of me. When people use that, I could tell when niggas be yapping. It's really a defense mechanism so they won't have to take it there with you. A lot of people do that. You feel me? Yo, bro, what up?
Yo.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Ain't nothing. I was just talk. To say what to talk about what you was just talking about with the Joaquin Buckley shit. That nigga wasn't really talking about shit. It's like, dude, shut your mouth, bro. Like, I'm gonna say this: a nigga like Bud, who I've seen like them clips of that nigga wrestling niggas, bro. You're not fucking with that dude in a street fight. I'm sorry, you're not. He's not fucking with Bud. He needs to chill out, bro. He can't even fuck with the niggas in his division. He's ass. He's legit ass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't be understanding. Like, you worried about a box? Like, what these MMA fighters got against boxers so bad? Like,
I don't even.
It gotta be because they hating. That's like the only thing. Because I never hear boxers talk about MMA guys.
Right.
Never hear about like elite level boxers. And you know what the quote is? Like you don't be hating on niggas that you doing better than. You feel me? So like I think it's just a situation where the MMA niggas is upset with their situation. They see that these boxers, they see these people in a different contact sport doing better than them, and they not and the boxers, ain't doing as much as them. Because these MMA guys, it's mixed martial arts. So these guys, they gotta do a couple training sessions a day. They gotta do wrestling, they gotta do boxing, they gotta do jujitsu. They gotta mix up a whole lot of different shit to get ready for one fight. Boxers just gotta worry about boxing. So they be sacrificing all this time learning all these different martial arts to not even get half of what these boxers make in one night.
Right.
Like a lot of these dudes, 25,000 to show up, 25,000 to fight, $50,000. When you come home after taxes and all that, you probably only leaving with like 15 racks. 15, 20 racks if you lucky. So it's like these niggas, they be living check to check for real, and they see these boxers, and these boxers building generational wealth where and can retire within 3 to 4 fights if they play their cards right at the top level.
And I think they also got to pay out of pocket with like medical expenses too. I think I could be wrong about that.
No, the UFC has like they have like great, they got like facilities, and they take real good care of their fighters medically. But I don't know. I can't speak for the MMA fighters that's not signed with the UFC. I don't know because you got Bellator. I don't know what their situation is with that because the UFC took over MMA so much that people think that is one thing. Oh, you do UFC, nigga? UFC is an organization. That's not the sport.
No, fact.
You feel what I'm saying? Like that's how influential the UFC is on MMA. How dominant they are in MMA. That they associate UFC with just being the sport when it's really an organization. So that's like, yo, bro. It's like, yo, bro, like you play NFL? Like, nigga, what? Like, no, nigga, I play football. Fuck you mean I play NFL? Like that's how niggas be sounding, bro. I do UFC, bro. Like, what? Niggas be retarded. But anyways, that's what I think it is. I think it's a lot of like these MMA fighters, they have a lot of hidden animosity for boxers. And I be feeling bad for them because I remember a lot of these dudes like Rampage Jackson, fucking Chuck Liddell, BJ Penn, George St. Pierre. Them niggas was making millions of dollars, but it wasn't because of their fight person. It was because of sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
So like they didn't really give a fuck what they was getting paid. It's kind of like the NBA, right? Because LeBron James will probably make $100 million in 3 years or 2 years, a 2-year deal for $100 million. But this nigga got a $500 million deal with Nike. You feel me? And like, so it's like, all right, like I'm not making as much here, but my endorsements is where I make the bread. UFC fighters for a while, their main source of income was the endorsements that they got as a result of being a UFC fighter. But when they did that Reebok deal, it cut off everybody's endorsements.
Right.
Now that the UFC really fucked these fighters over so bad, bro.
I forgot exactly what fight it was that Rampage said he made $7 million for, but I was like, damn, I know it was making
probably was a Chuck Liddell fight. Probably was a Chuck Liddell fight, to be honest with you. But regardless, yeah, them niggas was getting to it, bro. There was like a point in time where them UFC dudes was making just as much as like the average championship level boxer. But once that Reebok deal came in, the UFC took all the endorsement deals and had, bro, that's the most grimy shit ever. I'm trying to tell you. And Rampage said that Reebok deal was his, but the UFC went behind his back and took the deal from him, and they signed a deal with the league instead of the individual.
Right.
You feel me? So I get it, bro. Like them UFC fight, I know they mad as a motherfucker, bro. I'll be sick. I ain't gonna lie. Like y'all took away multi-million-dollar paydays for me just to have it for yourselves.
You know what's funny? You don't even hear the real goats of the UFC really speaking about fighting boxers, bro.
Because they first of all, they made money. You know what I'm saying? They made money, and plus they satisfied with who they secure with who they are. Like,
right.
Anderson Silva did boxing, but you never heard him talk shit about fighters. George St. Pierre, Nothing. John Jones, nothing. You feel what I'm saying? They secure with who they are. They legends in their sport, and they left with a couple dollars in their pocket.
Right.
That's what I feel like it is for real. But I didn't even know I was gonna be talking about all this. But the UFC is very greedy. Dana White's a piece of shit. I was seeing something where like Eddie Hearn was worth like 50 million, and Frank Warren, let's say he was worth like the same amount. This motherfucker Dana White worth $600 million.
Shit.
It's like nigga, like Eddie Hearn got fighters that's worth more than him, like Anthony Joshua and all them dudes. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Frank Warren. I'm sure he had fighters that made a lot more than what he was worth. And then Dana White is like, ain't nobody in the UFC touching him net worth wise.
Right.
And now he trying to do the same thing in boxing. But did you get to catch the Zuffa card?
Nah.
I didn't even get to watch it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't really find any of the fights appealing, and I had shit going on. So I'm like, I was chilling with my son. I dropped him off. I was chilling with the wifey. Like I didn't really care about what was going on there. But I seen Charles Martin got packed by a jog. But I just seen that on Twitter, and
Yo,
then
I'm
I
not
just seen a beautiful fucking knockout, bro. Beautiful knockout.
until Zuffa puts up a fight that I actually want to watch. I'm not gonna give them the I'm not gonna entertain them.
Yo, this is a ringside knockout, so I could post it because it's not like the actual footage. Look at this fucking knockout right here, bro. If y'all ain't see that shit, bro, go check it out. That nigga leg was twitching, bro. Like when that happens, that's
Yeah, he was
devastating.
gone.
Like you not ever gonna be the same after that shit.
Mm-mm.
That was fucking nasty. God damn. And he walked off. He knew that shit was money. Look at that fucking left leg, bro. God damn.
You know, like when you stretch real good.
Yeah, like when you in bed and that leg shake while you stretching.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's exactly what that was. I seen niggas' legs get twitched like that. I seen niggas' legs twitch like that after getting hit in the dome with some shit. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That
Bro,
was
hit him.
that was so
Flush on the chin, all that. Clean as fuck.
that was super clean. So shit, I guess they had some exciting fights, man. That was a nasty knockout. Let me not disrespect dude, man. What the fuck was his name? Let me see. I'll tell y'all right now. No disrespect to dude. That was a beautiful knockout. It looked like he an early candidate for knockout of the year. His name is Umar Dazambekov. He's from Austria. Shout out to, I mean, he Russian, but he lit his. I guess he's from Austrian. I guess.
Yo, read Lorenzo comment.
Renzo comment. Let me see what he talking about.
This nigga
Sorry, after
stupid.
your legs shaking uncontrolled. Wow. That's a pause. We gonna let that shit rock though. Tripping. He said he had old boy doing a stanky leg, bro. I seen that shit happen in real life in Philly, and that was. I ain't gonna lie, bro. When you see that in person, like we watching it on the video and like, damn, but in person, that's scary, bro. That's very scary when you see somebody body lock up like that, and that's like you're not too far off from death when you in that situation, bro. That's
You,
scary.
you ever seen the knockout with Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell in the UFC?
Nah,
That's
I seen a John Uriah Hall did though.
I'm gonna send you a clip of that after this live. That shit was crazy, bro.
How about when
Clean.
Uriah Hall hit that boy with that spinning back kick, almost took his life, bro. You remember that,
Oh
John?
yeah. That was in the
Right.
contender series. In the contender series.
Yeah, bro. Bro, I swear to God, he'd have hit him a little bit harder. He'd have sent him to the morgue, bro. I ain't even capping. That was ugly.
Actually, Joaquin Buckley has a cool ass knockout too. That
He
like
do. I
ninja.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about when the bull held his leg, he kicked him with the other one?
Yeah, that shit was some gangster shit.
No, it
But other
was.
than that, he's ass.
Definitely was. But yeah, man. So we gonna get into this whole Oscar Duarte situation, bro. I wanted to show y'all this. I'm not gonna make no accusations You feel what I mean? Like I'm not gonna sit here and jump up. Oh, that niggas. I ain't gonna do none of that. I promise you that. But I want y'all to look at this picture, right? And I want to know what y'all think about this, bro. Mind you, this is Oscar Duarte, who fights at 140 pounds, and he's about to fight. He's fighting on Ryan Garcia undercard, right?
Co-main event.
So let's take a look at Oscar Duarte in this picture right here. This motherfucker, and first of all, I ain't never seen no Mexicans that be looking like this unless they was on something. I'm not accusing him. I don't have definitive proof, so I'm gonna reserve my comments. But look at this shit right here, bro. Look at the neck muscles, bro. The shoulders, the deltoids, the biceps, the forearms. This dude absolutely shredded now. That dude looked like a torn bicep right there, though, on that left arm. That shit balled the fuck up at the top of his arm.
Yeah, that shit look uncomfortable.
Yeah, so I don't know if he had a prior injury or he currently experienced an injury, but that don't really look too good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Duarte looks crazy. Like he has a lot of muscle mass on him, bro. And you can tell he got a lot of water in his system. You can look in the abdominal area, like you can see that, but it's like covered with water. So I'm sure he'll look a lot more defined once he gets on the scales because he probably not draining the water from his system yet. But Duarte looks absolutely shredded, bro, and he looks very, very muscular. And this very muscular look, for this muscular of a look, it's pretty much like not frowned upon in boxing, but having this much muscle could definitely be hurtful in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot of oxygen to flow through your muscles, and once that lactic acid builds up, then you could start to fatigue earlier on in the rounds and stuff like that. And we've seen some exceptions like Evander Holyfield and guys like that, Anthony Joshua and shit. But Evander Holyfield also and Anthony Joshua had PED accusations on their names. You feel what I'm saying? So nothing definitively proven, but this type of build is usually kind of hurtful for fighters. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not gonna make no accusations. I don't have any proof. You know what I'm saying?
He don't look like a 140 fighter right there at all.
I didn't throw that on Atlanta, Bella. I would never disrespect Evander Holyfield like that. He's one of the greatest fighters to ever lace up a pair of gloves. But there was, if you do your research, there was accusations on Evander Holyfield. That's a fact. I can tell y'all.
Bella Faith is on PEDs right now.
So Bella, look up that situation when they said that I think they were investigating or something like that, and they were, I guess, I don't know if it was I don't think it was Balco or nothing like that, but it was like a factory that was being investigated for creating performance enhancement drugs, and one of the people that they had shipped out something to was somebody by the name of Evan Fields. His name is Evander Holyfield. And when, this is alleged, but when they had called the number that was associated with the name, Evander picked up. Now, this could be cat, but that is a story that is out here on the internet. Y'all could look for yourselves. This ain't me throwing this out there. This is just me reiterating what I've heard online. So, you know what I'm saying? I will never, because, that could come with lawsuits and all types of shit. This looks suspicious to me, how the way Oscar Duarte looks. This could be just great genetics, and if it is, much props to him. But this motherfucker look absolutely shredded for 140 pounds.
Yo, I'm gonna ask a question. What if Hitchens stops this nigga in impressive fashion? Like I'm talking about like on some crazy shit.
I'm glad you asked that, bro. Well, yeah, I'm glad you asked that because on some real shit, this is stylistically, based off of what I've seen, this is a tough opponent for Richardson Hitchens based off of what he's struggled with in the past, right? So, if it's a situation where Hitchens absolutely dominates him, knocks him out, cause I think Ryan Garcia knocked him out and shit like that. But Dwarte was giving him a hell of a fight until he had gotten knocked out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he was, and I'm not gonna lie. I think was that an early stoppage? I don't know. I don't remember the fight that well.
Ryan rocked his shit, bro. Ryan rocked his shit. He really did. But it was a good fight. You know what I mean? It was a good fight. And Ryan Garcia said Duarte is the hardest puncher he's ever been in the ring with. He said that Tank didn't really hit that hard, which I believe is cap. But he said that Dwarte had the hardest punches of anybody that he's ever faced. You know what I'm saying? But Ryan's power bailed him out in that fight. Now, does Richardson Hitchins have the power necessary to keep Dwarte up off of him? I don't necessarily think he needs the power. I just think he needs to box and keep it in the center of the ring. And I think part of what gives Richardson Hitchins that confidence that he can outbox Dwarte is that Kenneth Sims fight. Dwarte beat Kenneth Sims, but Kenneth Sims was boxing Dwarte in that fight. And I think that if he would have just stayed off of the ropes, I personally believe he would have outboxed Dwarte. You know what I'm saying? But much credit to Dwarte for, being effective with his pressure. But I think Hitchens looks at the fight film and he's like, all I got to do is just keep this shit in the center of the ring, stay off of the ropes. You know what I mean? Keep my jab. You know what I mean? Keep turning him, and I'll just box him. And I think Hitchens is ready for that type of fight because that's what his style is based around, outboxing motherfucker. Big Soldier MX says Hitchens has picks. Oh, yeah, he definitely do. We know that. Oh, we know that. We know he got picks. And I think I was just talking to somebody. They was like, yeah, man, I ain't going to say who because he like to be low-key and shit. He was like, yeah, man, I know Hitchens, man. I could get you to interview with him if you want. I was like, man, hell no. I was like, man, hell no. I was like, bro, that shit will go left quick because I have these negative criticisms of Richardson Hitchens, and he don't really like when you could tell that he don't really like when motherfuckers talk crazy about him. He look like he got a bit of sensitivity to him. But yeah. Let me see what the people saying. They say, yeah, Sims on the ropes and back for most of the fight. They said, come on, Mark, it would be good. Yeah, but is he really going to be giving me an interview? Yo, son. You good?
Damn, hold on. I can't hear you. Hold on. Give me a sec.
All right. It says, he said, come on, Mark, that would be good. I agree, but would he be willing to do the interview? Because I don't mind being professional, but I'm not about to sit here and be fake neither and act like I ain't say what I said. You know how fake I would be? Because I went as far as to call Hitchens a bitch on here several times. You know how fake of me it would be if I called this nigga a bitch and I'll do an interview and I'm all laughing and playing, like having a good time with him online. Bro, that's fake shit, bro. So if I was to do an interview with him, bro, if we was to do an interview with him, I'm going to keep it real. I'm like, yo, man, I appreciate you coming on, but I'm going to just let this be known right now. I haven't been too fond of how the way you've moved in the past. You see what I'm saying? So, I've had some negative criticisms about you, but I appreciate you coming on regardless. Then we could push the conversation from there. But if he says something that I feel like don't make sense, I'm going to give him pushback on it. That's just what it is. But I don't know if he's willing. I don't know if he's going to be willing to do an interview with a dude that has called him a bitch before. Because I'm just saying. I don't know. Me personally, if I'm a fighter and I got a motherfucker calling me a bitch online, I probably wouldn't want to do an interview with him neither. I probably just come on to curse him out. But that's about it. You feel me? But yeah, I was talking to the homie. He was like, "Yeah, bro, I know Hitchens and shit." I'm like, all right. But anyways, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I see Big Soldier MX got that new logo, man. I see that new profile pic. Salute, brother. J-Day says, Justin Jackson say professionalism over everything. I mean, that's true. And I don't mind keeping it professional, but I'm about to say there's a difference, between being professional and being fake. I ain't taking that fake approach. Like, oh man, yo, Hitchens in the building. No, we're not doing that. Absolutely not. So, anyways, looking at the picture of Oscar Duarte, looked like a torn bicep to me. And that happens to be his lead hand that he has a torn bicep with. If you're not using your jab against Hitchens, you assed out, brother. Because you're gonna need that jab to close that gap against Hitchens. If you just coming in behind the backhand or whatever the case is, you're gonna get outboxed. You're gonna fall over your punches. Hitchens gonna be countering you and all that. So hopefully, that definitely looks like an injury to me. Because look at how the way the right arm looks, how full his bicep looks on his right arm, and then look at his left arm. His bicep is literally like torn and just chilling at the top of his arm. Look at the bottom half of his arm. There's literally no muscle there.
Yeah, that
So
shit looks gross, bro.
that looks pretty fucking bad. I don't know if this is an old picture. But that shit looks pretty bad, bro. And the fact that you posted a picture knowing that it's that obvious, I don't know what to make of that. They
Yo,
said,
my man's in the chat said Quagmire arm.
yeah, if you know, you know. Quagmire looking. But let's see. Let's look at this early. So this was a post that he put up 1 day ago. But let's see how he gets the bag. This motherfucker's only throwing right hands, y'all. Ain't nobody noticing this shit.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
It's not much emphasis on the
Yeah, but at least he's throwing it.
Okay. All right, just saying.
You know, because like if you're hurt for real in that arm, you're not really gonna really throw that shit.
Right.
If you're genuinely feeling an injury.
Yeah, so it looks like he got the bicep problem here too. So I guess he's been dealing with this for a while.
Maybe he was born like that.
Nah, I doubt it. That's probably something that he never surgically got fixed. He just dealt with it. I don't know, but that.
Hey, Richard Hitchens.
Yeah, like you can see the bicep right there. Look, see? So it's been like that for a while. So if the motherfucker ain't pull out with that bicep problem since then I don't really want to hear no excuses if this nigga Hitchens is running up on him or outbox the fuck out of him. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, I tore my bicep in camp. Nah, you had plenty of time to pull out, brother. So I don't want to hear none of that. This nigga Hitchens shuts him out on the scorecards and he makes him look like horse shit. No, I don't want to hear nobody be like, oh, man, he fought him off for injury. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, bro. I'm just keep it 1,000. So let's hear what Dwarte has to say because he's been pretty vocal. He learned the English too. He on his Canelo shit.
You talk a lot of chat.
A lot of chat.
I'm ready for you. See you in the fight. Training hard because I'm ready for my belt.
All right, you throwing that motherfucking hook and you throwing that jab too. So you better be ready to rumble, nigga. I don't want to hear nothing about no arm injury. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, but if Hitchens lose, bro, I already know Reed's gonna lose his shit.
Yo, I try to tell Reed. Well, listen, I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, I feel like Hitchens got, based off of that Kenneth Sims fight that I saw, I feel like Dwarte could be outboxed. You feel what I'm saying? I just think that Kenneth Sims made the mistake of just sitting on the ropes too long. I don't think Kenneth Sims had the conditioning to use his legs for 12 rounds. So I think there was a lot of times like reserve. He was trying to reserve his gas tank. So like he would sit, try to catch some shots whole time. You can't do that with a motherfucker like Dwarte because that's where they thrive. That's where they run them numbers up. So Hitchens has to be ready to throw punches move his feet for 12 rounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you could keep him outside, drop your shots, move, frustrate Dwarte, then you could have hold on, I got caught up with the comments right here. My boy PYP Boxing said Dwarte is going to represent the raza and fight hard. Unfortunately, it will not be enough for Hitchens boxing and footwork. Oh wow. Okay, my boy, my Mexican brothers over here, they don't believe in Dwarte. Oh man. They said he said the boxing and the footwork too good. That you might be right, but let's say Dwarte, he got Robert Garcia in his corner. They whip up brilliant game plans.
Mm-hmm.
What's to say that they don't find a way to neutralize Hitchens' jab? What if they find a way to neutralize Hitchens' jab? Because I've been trying to tell y'all, Hitchens is good at what he does, right? He understands range real well. He got an elite jab. He got one of the best jabs in boxing. I don't got no problem saying that. He got one of the best jabs in boxing. fundamentally sound. But to be honest with you, his specialty is the 1-2. But he can't get that 2 off without his right hand isn't successful unless it's off of the jab. From what I've seen most of the time. So if you take away the jab, his right hand is not going to be as effective. How many times do we see Hitchens shoot the right hand without the jab? It's not very often. So if Dwarte, he has a difficult fight in front of him, but the game plan could, a good game plan could make shit a lot easier for him. So Robert Garcia, you think they're not studying the tape? You think they don't know what Hitchens is going to bring to the fight? Come on, man.
Yo, I know it's not his style, but what if Hitchens really sits there and bangs out with Dwarte and beats his ass still?
That would be impressive. I think that'll be dumb. I think that Hitchens is pretty cautious too. I ain't gonna lie. So I just don't see him doing that, to be honest with you. And he gets very uncomfortable fighting on the inside. I don't think Hitchens has much of an inside game. That's just me.
No, I'm there, but that's why I said if.
Yeah, I know. But if he does, that'll be very impressive. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'll be like, oh shit.
Some real shit. I could be wrong. Maybe the nigga got an inside game that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm learning with this boxer shit is just because a fighter hasn't done it before, it doesn't mean they aren't capable of doing it. Because when I seen Dalton Smith wash Subrell, I didn't think he was capable of that shit.
Right.
I didn't think he could do that. Like when I seen F.A. Ajagba outboxing Martin Bacoli in the fight, I didn't know F.A. was capable of using his legs and boxing. I just thought he was a straightforward fighter that, came forward, tried to get his power shots off and did what he had to do. But Hitchens probably got an inside game that we don't know about, but I don't know if he's as effective as an inside fighter as Oscar Duarte. So your inside game might be effective, but I mean, you might be solid there, but is it worth getting into if that's Duarte's specialty? I don't know.
Right.
Like I might believe in my inside game, but not enough to, bang with the motherfucker, because all that's doing is putting him in a power position. You don't want to give him that opportunity to land any clean shots on you. Oscar Duarte could punch.
Not facts.
Punch. And Hitchens' chin ain't really been tested all like that yet. But this ain't the right person to go ahead and try to test your chin against. That's just me. You feel what I'm saying? So Duarte talking his shit. Y'all heard what he said.
Hey, Richard Hitchens, you talk a lot of chat.
A lot of chat.
I'm ready for you. See you in the fight. Training hard because I'm ready for my belt.
Yo, bro, like his voice don't match the way he looked. He looks stupid. He sounds stupid.
No, he really don't.
Oh, hold on, I can't hear you. Give me a sec.
All right. This dude's phone is terrible. But let me see what the people saying, man. PYP says, I'm a Hitchens fan. My opinion, he and Gary Antoine the best at 140. I mean, not with Shakur there, brother. Not with Shakur there. But who's the other chair? Dalton Smith, Hitchens, Shakur, Antoine. Oh no, like I mean, I would personally put Shakur number 1 and Antoine number 2, Hitchens number 3, and Dalton number 4. That's just me though. All right. I think Antoine's better than Hitchens. That's just me. I think he's a bit more dangerous than Hitchens. But let me see. Big Soldier said Hitch only stopped Kambosos moving up to 140 after Loma stopped Kambosos. That's a fact. That's a fact. But I ain't gonna lie, Hitchens been popping it. Yo. Yeah, Hitchens been talking crazy since he beat Kambosos, bro. Talking crazy, like his confidence. He popping his shit crazy. And let me go ahead and pull up some who's rolling with the punches. I don't know who that is. I do not know who that is. It sounds familiar. But I only put the link up for Slime, yo. don't know who rolling with the punches is. But anyways, let me go ahead and pull up. What's that on Instagram? I think I saw it. I think I saw Hitchens doing his last little training sessions, wrapping up camp. Damn, this nigga went out, bro. God damn. FA smoked Charles Martin with that right hand, bro. God damn. Sheesh. Let me see. I can't find it. Let me go ahead and look on Twitter. I see some footage of Hitchens training though. Okay. So, and look, man, like I don't just be saying shit. PYP said I interviewed Gary Russell Sr. He let me see Gary spar Tuesday. For real? Yo, man, you gotta send that connection over here, brother. I would love to interview the Russells. But anyways, let's look at Hitchens doing the pad work and shit like that, and y'all tell me how he look on the pads. Look at what he's throwing on the pads, y'all. 1 2 1 2 1 2 L step 1 2 jab. And listen, that's not me. That's not me being critical of Hitchens, because if it works, it fucking works. You feel what I'm saying? He was able to win a world title and beat solid guys like Leon Paro, doing so. So fuck it. It is what it is. I'm just telling you that that's his bread and butter. That's his specialty. But I want to know that if Richardson Hitchens, if you take that jab away from him, what else can he do? That's all I want to know. Because
that's what we all want to know.
If you neutralize one thing, if they're truly a great fighter, they'll be able to adjust and do something else. Like, and I brought this example up multiple times. I remember when Holyfield fought Lennox Lewis. Holyfield was starting to get a timer for what Lennox Lewis was doing, because Lennox Lewis was being a little bit predictable, shooting a 1-2. So Holyfield started, slipping and firing off some counters. So you know what Lennox Lewis did? Shot the 2-1. Boom, boom, threw his timing off. Boom, boom. He just switched the combination up, and then he started giving you the 1-2 and the 2-1, and then threw Holyfield off because he didn't know what to expect. He's like, all right, this motherfucker gonna shoot the 1-2, or he gonna shoot the 2-1. Like he was thrown off. Does he have multiple tools? Does he have anything that he could fall back on if the jab isn't there for him? What's a good way to take away the jab? There's multiple ways. You could catch the jab, fire off. You could slip the jab, shoot the jab to the body. That's called a slip jab. You could pull the jab and come over with a right hand.
Counter.
Yeah, the pull counter. Dwarte, I don't think he'll be able to do that with somebody like Hitchens. You know what I'm saying? The reason why Floyd was so effective with that pull counter is because he was usually rangier than the motherfuckers he fought. You know what I'm saying? But Dwarte, I think his arm's too short to be pulling off any pull counters on Richardson Hitchens. And one thing about Richardson Hitchens, he don't really overcommit on shots neither. You see what I mean? So, like, it's not like he going to be in range for you to land that right hand after you pull from his jab. That's just, I don't know. All right, we'll see. But, you know what I'm saying? You could catch the jab on a high guard, shoot the right hand. There's so many things you could do. You could take a half step back to make him reach on the jab and come back over with a combination. You can roll under the jab, touch the body on while you down there, pause. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things you could do. There's so many different ways to take away a jab. Now, what's Robert Garcia and them gonna do? I think they're gonna do that 168 Canelo Alvarez shit, where they're gonna be, walking forward with the high guard, you know what I'm saying, moving their head side to side. They're gonna try to walk Hitchens to the ropes, and then they're gonna try to beat on him. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think they're gonna be punching his arms, going to his body. You feel what I'm saying? With them arms drop a little bit, try to loop a hook over, try to loop an overhand over the top. You feel what I'm saying? Like they're gonna try to bully Hitchens. They're gonna be physical with him. They watched that Lemos fight. They was like, oh shit, he don't like that. Let's go do that. You know what I'm saying? They probably watched that Rolly Romero sparring. Like, oh shit, he don't like that. Let's do that. Duarte's best chance is to make this ugly. He gotta make it ugly. He gotta make it physical.
Rolly put belt on Hitchens in sparring?
Rolly whooped Hitchens in sparring. Facts. But that's when Rolly was whooping everybody in sparring. Rolly was a sparring king for a while. That's how he got signed with Floyd, because he was beating up everybody at the gym.
Yeah. He was forcing it.
Remember he was beating up on Ryan in sparring too?
Yeah, I remember that sparring.
Yeah, he was fucking everybody up, and he didn't have much experience. He was doing judo and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't no boxer for real. Devin did whoop on Rolly in sparring though. Yes, he did. Devin whooped Rolly ass. I seen T.O. whoop Rolly ass too. So like, you know, he done got his ass whooped too. But Rolly was like at one point in time, like in them early, like them late, like 2018, 2019, Rolly was giving niggas gas. Like facts. He was drunk. That's when Rolly had that tenacity to him. Yeah, that's a fact, Ralph. And that's when he ain't really care about getting hit. I think ever since Tank sparked him, he been like a little, you know, cautious.
Nigga, Ralph using big words like tenacity. Nigga, I'm retarded. You can't be doing shit like that, nigga.
Yeah. Anonymous said Ingram knocked him out in sparring. Yeah, that was after he got knocked out by Tank, though. So it was like, ever since then, he been like, ever since Tank caught him with that punch and he got stopped, Rolly been real questionable. Like, he been very cautious with getting hit with certain shots. You see what I'm saying? Go 787. What up, brother? What's up? What's up? Shout out to the 30 people that's in the building. Y'all go ahead and hit the likes, man. Hit the likes for me if y'all can. It said watch Crawford and Loma jab. Yeah, Loma will really like he'll move his head a little bit, create an angle, fire off. You see what I'm saying? Bud, what Bud used to do, well, I seen Bud literally catch shots. Like he'll boom, boom, boom. See what I'm saying? He'll catch, he'll open his hands up to catch, to cover the temple.
Yeah, he was doing that to Earl.
Yeah. Cause Bud was very crafty, bro. Very intelligent. Coffee Plant, what up, brother? What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you, man. Damn, we about to be an hour on this motherfucker. All right, cool. Yeah, so I really feel like if Hitchens does what he needs to do, like if he keeps this in the center of the ring, keeps the jab on him, you see what I'm saying? And you know, uses his feet. And he's definitely gonna need his feet. I think he could outbox Oscar Duarte. Could get a convincing unanimous decision over him. But if Oscar Duarte and his team been really locked in and he's able to, you know, successfully execute, neutralize the Hitchens jab, Hitchens gonna be in a lot of trouble, man. He's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Because if Duarte takes that jab away and he's successfully able to get on the inside, I just don't see Hitchens being successful there. I really don't. I think Hitchens' only way to be successful and be effective in this fight and land the cleaner, more effective shots is if you keep it outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Go 787 said, yo, Mark, I was saying earlier, Duarte arm been looking like that for a couple years. There's nothing new. Oh, well, that maybe that's some that should look that's an injury for sure. So I don't know why he never attended to that. That's not normal. But if he's able to work through that, or it's just something that he found a way to live with, then fuck it. It is what it is. That's the first time that I noticed that.
It's either that or he got surgery on it.
Yeah, but when you get, because I've seen that happen with Miguel Cotto. It looked identical to Miguel Cotto after, his last fight. He literally tore his bicep. But when you get it surgically repaired, they put the bicep back where it needs to go. So if your bicep's still balled up at the top of your fucking arm, I don't know if that's been surgically repaired. I don't know. Yeah. Bella Face said, I've seen discussions about Duarte's bicep problem on forums before the Ryan fight. Oh, well, that's been a while then. I think they rumbled back in like 2023, the end of like 2023. So yeah, that's been an ongoing thing for a while. It shouldn't play an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. So we good. So yeah, man. We'll see. I think that's a good fight. So we could transition on to Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. Bro, I've been listening to Mario Barrios' interviews, man, and I don't know what it is, but Barrios seems to be super confident in this fight going into the fight.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Give me a sec. Damn, this should be tweaking.
I don't understand. He been putting people to sleep with it, so it's no problems. All right. But to go back to the Mario Barrios conversation, he just seems extremely confident in his interviews that he's doing. Like he doesn't really look at Ryan Garcia as like this skill fighter, which he isn't. You see what I'm saying? And he's just so sure that he's gonna come out with this victory. Now, could this just be Mario Barrios talking? Absolutely, but at the same time, he doesn't seem to look at Ryan Garcia as somebody to really be concerned about. That could be a mistake, but yeah, Ryan Garcia seems to be very confident as well. I see two confident guys going into the ring, but we've seen Ryan Garcia talk confident in the past and still perform like shit. We see Mario Barrios talk confidently and then in fights look like shit. So
Right.
both of these guys are inconsistent, to be honest with you. Both of these guys, in big fights haven't been able to rise to the occasion. So I really don't know what to think about this fight. I really don't. Like I could see it. I could see a situation where Mario Barrios just like peppers him with combinations, and Ryan Garcia gets frustrated because he can't land that big shot. I could also see a situation where Ryan, probably is losing a couple rounds, and then he lands a big shot on Barrios and gets the stoppage. I really don't know where to go, and I'm not confident in either one of these guys because neither one of these fighters has reassured me that they are capable of rising to the occasion in big moments. This is a big fight for, and Mario Barrios been in a few big fights already. Tank, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao. And every time that he's gone into these big fights, he's either had a draw or he's lost.
Right.
Drastically. Ryan Garcia, he's lost or got a no contest in every big fight he's been in. What's his signature win for Ryan Garcia? They want to give them credit for the Devin Haney fight so bad, but we not doing that. You feel me?
Yeah, niggas ain't doing that.
Yeah, we not doing that. So it's like, what's his signature win? Mario's got to win against your Dennis Ugas, but it's like Errol Spence already had destroyed him. You know what I mean? He gave him a career-ending injury. And Mario Barrios just, took advantage of that.
Right.
Not 24 says Barrios going to get it done. Okay. Yeah. Ryan Garcia beat Oscar Duarte. Cool. But Oscar Duarte ain't never been no world champion. He ain't never, he never shown to be a high caliber guy in the division. So it's like,
right.
That's just merely a contender. So, but I guess that would be his most significant win when we really look at his resume. So yeah, bro. I don't know. I just don't believe in neither one of these dudes. I really don't. Let me see. It said Luke retired after two. After two washed. Who you talking about? Luke Campbell. Oh, Luke Campbell. Yeah. I mean, Luke Campbell.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Luke Campbell.
That was a solid one. But again, it's like, who is he really? What did he? It says Luke Campbell, his best win, got dropped, got up, and got the stoppage, and Barrios whooped the fuck out of Ugas. That's a fact. So I could really see a thing where it's like if Barrios is using his jab and he's building his combinations off of his jab, but if he's just boxing smart and being responsible with his defense, I could see him. I look at him as the more skilled fighter than Ryan. I do. So he could probably outskill him, but can he be disciplined for 12 rounds with his defense? I don't know. I got Barrios by KO. I don't give a fuck. And if he gets KO'd, retire. Damn.
Who said that?
Ghost tripping. Barrios got to be smarter, absolutely. And what I've noticed is, and I don't know why, but like Barrios is fading by the middle of the fight. By like the 6th, 7th round, he's faded. You cannot do that against somebody like Ryan Garcia because even though we don't fuck with Ryan Garcia and all that, that boy keep his power in the later rounds too.
Facts.
So it's like if you like with that type of person, you got to be on point for 12 rounds. You cannot fade. Fading is not an option when you're going up against a quick power puncher like Ryan. The motherfucker only got one punch. You just gotta be worried about that lead hand.
Mm-hmm.
But that lead hand, if you lack just a little bit, could put you on a highlight reel. So you gotta be ready for that, man. You gotta be ready for that. You face 6, 7, 8 rounds. That's gonna be detriment. To be honest.
If this nigga Barrios goes out like Venado Lopez, bro, he's cooked.
Venado Lopez. Yo, I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. I want to root for Mario Barrios, bro, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm still mad at him about that Manny Pacquiao fight, man.
Yeah, he should have packed.
They asked him about that fight. I think the nigga with the big eyes, Showbiz, had asked him about that fight. He was like, "Yo, like, did you take it easy on Pacquiao?" This nigga straight up said, "No." He's like, "No, man, he just tricky." I'm like, "What?"
He should have just said yeah. He should have just said yeah.
It would have made him look bad regardless, because like, bro, you ain't got no dog. Because if he said, "Yeah, I took it easy on Pacquiao," I was like, "All right, well, you ain't got no dog in you, nigga. Like, we don't fuck with that." Like,
He's old, bro. He's old.
Pacquiao in the ring with you, bro. No, you gotta go. You gotta go, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm Barrios and I found out Manny Pacquiao was trying to fight me, I would feel totally disrespected because Manny Pacquiao ain't fighting 4 fucking years. The nigga was 46 years old. You see what I'm saying? And he ain't want to fight Bud. He ain't want to fight a lot of these motherfuckers. You want to fight me? I'm gonna feel totally disrespected. That would have made me want to fuck Pacquiao up off the rip. I don't give a fuck how old he is.
Nah, Devin would have stopped him.
Devin, definitely. I don't know. He definitely.
Pacquiao?
Yeah, Devin would have hit him clean. He probably would have hurt him. Because what people don't take into consideration though is that, you know, people be like, "Oh, you lose your reflexes, you lose your timing." Bro, you also lose your chin when you get older too.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never be seeing too many 50, 60-year-old niggas with chins. You really don't. I don't know if you ever watch old niggas fight in the street, but it's like if you see 2 old niggas fighting in the street, it's usually the nigga who get hit clean first that go out. All the time. Like every time I see old niggas fight, always one of them go to sleep or fall or something.
Right.
That punch resistance goes away too. So yeah, Dave ain't this big puncher, but he's young, he's fast, he's sharp. Reflexes a lot better than Pacquiao's. He catch him at the end of one of them right hands like he did Brian Norman. He ain't responding how the way Brian Norman did.
Yeah, I was about to say, Devin's been dropping shit lately.
What you mean?
Devin's been dropping shit.
Oh, yeah. He been dropping shit for sure. You know what I'm saying? And Pacquiao might not be able to take that punch at 46 years old like he did when he was 26 years old.
Hell no.
Shit changes, bro. Devin would have dropped him a few times, but Manny got hurt. But you can have heart and still get put out, bro. You can have all the heart in the world and still get put out. I seen Wilder fight with everything he had left until Fury put him to sleep.
Yeah, and at that point, it's not a heart thing. It's a brain thing at that point. Because your brain, if your brain shuts off, bro.
Yeah, ain't nothing.
The heart ain't got shit to do with it at that point.
Real shit. If you could cuss, ain't nothing your heart can do about that shit, bro.
Right.
Yeah, you know I mean, like one of the kids that I trained, David Jacobs, bro. He knocked Bo out in the 3rd round. Last Saturday or the Saturday before. Regardless, the kid got hurt from the very first punch my young bull threw. He hurt him, and his legs was gone. And he had all the heart in the world, yo. Young boy just kept fighting. But it was like, bro, like every time he got hit, like every time his brain got rattled, it was like he couldn't do nothing about it.
Right.
So it's like your heart could help you in some situations, but it could also hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Like we was telling the niggas in his corner to stop the fight after the second round. They ain't want to, so he got stopped in the third.
Bad John.
He said Vila had heart too. Yeah, all that punishment he took against Boots, they should have stopped that, bro. I still don't understand to this day why they let that shit go on.
Yeah,
It was like 4 extra rounds that he went that he shouldn't have that destroyed his career.
yeah, Boots beat the fuck out of Vila.
That was one of the worst ass, bro. I went back and watched that John. Earlier today, I was watching, a couple days ago, I was watching the Vila John. Earlier today, I was watching the Armando Alvarez one. And Vila took so much punishment, bro. That was like a career's worth of punishment in one fight. Like, I see why he never came back the same, bro. Anybody who get their ass whooped like that and get hit that clean that many times, they never gonna be the same.
Bro, you know it was a problem when Boots threw a slow motion punch still connected.
Yeah. Yo, there was niggas in the comments like, is this AI? Like, bro, this was before AI started popping, bro.
No bullshit.
Like, no, Boots just really like that. He can make you feel like that shit fake, but it ain't. He said them Filipinos would have killed Barrios. Not really. Them Puerto Ricans ain't killed Hopkins for Trinidad, so you know them Filipinos ain't doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah. That slow motion shit was disrespectful. Yeah, it was. But imagine being across from that. You like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? And by the time you assess the shit, he punching you in your shit. Like, that gotta be confusing as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, but if you doing some slow motion shit, I'm gonna try to hook off as fast as I can. Like what, bro? Like you're not finna stunt on me, bro. Especially in slow motion.
Bro, but he looking dead at you while he doing this stuff. If you throw that hook, he going roll underneath that joint. He gonna do something.
Yeah, but if like at that point, throw an uppercut. You throw up, oh my god, smoking him. Putting that nigga on the highlight reel.
Said Virgil got heart too, right? Boots and 6. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I think I was thinking 7. I think Boots will stop Virgil at 7. But I think the corner stops it. I think Robert stops it. I don't think Virgil goes out. I think Robert stops it. He like, mijo, I gotta stop the fight. You see that
Bella said that Rashidi didn't really that Vela didn't really beat Rashidi for real.
He closed it out. That was the difference. Like Vila, Rashidi was boxing brilliantly in the fight, but it was because the knockdowns for one. I think Rashidi got dropped twice. So it was the knockdowns along with him gassing out in the later rounds. That's probably why they gave that shit to Vila.
Whatchamacallit? This nigga Rashidi only got that one loss, right?
Yeah, I don't think he lost anybody else.
Oh, word. They could get that popping too. Boots versus Rashidi.
If there's nothing else, I don't see why not. I already said it, and I seen that Brandon Adams got a fight lined up, I think. So he chalked. So shit. Yeah, I think Rashidi might be the best one, unless he fights somebody in the WBA rankings. I don't really see what else he would do.
Because Rashidi ain't ass.
No, he not. He could fight. No, Rashidi could rumble. That's a good fucking fight. Rashidi might boost some shit to get through. Might give me some obstacles or whatever. Rashidi got fast hands. He could box. He confident. He could fight. Ghost said, would like to see Boots versus Boachuk, who arguably, in my opinion, beat Ortiz convincingly. Well, ain't nobody gonna give him Boachuk. Nobody gonna give Boots any credit for being Boachuk, because for one, the reality is Virgil beat Boachuk, so you already know what they're gonna say. Oh, he just beat Virgil leftovers. And then they also gonna take into consideration that he just lost his most recent fight against Brandon Adams. So like, are they really gonna give him credit? Niggas ain't gonna give you credit regardless, especially if they don't like you. But for that one specific, it's like Come on, bro. And Bohachuk with Zuffa. Oh yeah. Bohachuk with Zuffa. So you already know what Zuffa gonna do. They gonna keep his ass right in that organization.
Mm-hmm.
They said the only organization they gonna let them Zuffa motherfuckers fight at is Ring Magazine events. That's it. If you not like, if you, the ring cards, you're not fighting outside of Zuffa. That's it.
Damn, that's cooked.
Boychuk just beat Butel 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but prior to that, he came off of a loss. And it was a bad loss, too, against Brandon. Brandon was whooping him, bro. Beating the shit out of Bohachuk. You said,
Look at this nigga being nosy.
thought these niggas was rumbling. They was loud as shit. Ralph said, I was thinking Jesus Ramos for boost, but he had 160. So that's another option going. Charles Conwell, I don't even know if Charles Conwell came back since he lost to Garcia, to Jorge Garcia. So it's like, I don't know, man. I really don't. And Charles Conwell came over to Boots Gym to spar all the time. Them niggas not going to want to fight Boots, bro. Has he come back since he lost? Nope. About to be a year, he been inactive. So, let's see. Bella said, I keep seeing Charlo asking for a Boots fight in headlines. Yeah, but Eddie Hearn already exposed that when you reach out to Jamel to try to get a fight going, he talking about getting a tune-up. Like getting a warm-up fight. And I don't mind that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been a bit inactive. You know what I mean? His last fight was at 68. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he want to get himself, see how he feeling coming back. He going to have some ring rust, whatever the case is. I get it. But it's like, stop calling motherfuckers out like you want to fight them next when your whole intentions is. See, and they always doing that now. That's like the new thing. That's like the new thing now. Like Keyshawn, oh, I want Dev. Yo, where Dev at? Oh, where Dev at? Then within a couple hours, you over here talking about, man, that fight got to make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could get a fight with Lewis. I've been talking to Eddie Hearn to get a fight with Lewis Crocker. Like, so misleading, right? Then you got Jamel like, oh, I fight Boots. Oh, I fight Boots. And I do believe that Jamel will fight Boots. But will he fight him next? Will he fight him in April? I don't think so, man. That's 2 months away. You think Jamel Charlo gonna lock in the camp right now to fight Boots? 8, 9, 10 weeks away? Fuck no.
Yo, 93 Octane says something kind of true.
Let's see. 93 Octane said if Spence looks impressive against Zoo, PBC is gonna put him in a title fight immediately, and Boots might have to wait again. Well, you already know what opportunity is gonna give him. And that's an opportunity that Boots wasn't going to get anyway. Octane, that's going to be the WBC. The PBC been trying to get Spence and Fundora to fight for a while now. Spence wasn't ready for whatever reason. He never disclosed. So Fundora moved on. He fought Tim Tszyu again, beat him, and now he's about to fight Keith Thurman in March. Right? Cool. So if he comes out victorious against Keith Thurman, and that we don't know what version we're gonna see of Thurman. Like, I think Fundora's gonna beat him, but I don't know. Like, Keith Thurman, he's a wild card. He's unpredictable. You never know with Keith.
Right.
So let's say Spence beats Zoo in Australia. You already know PBC, they trying to keep that money, TGB and all them, they trying to keep that money together. So they probably gonna go ahead, try to have Spence fight Fundora. And that's all right. You know why? Because Boots was never gonna get that Fundora opportunity any fucking way. So, you know what I mean? Did Boots really lose out if that shit was never an opportunity? I don't think so. Thurman ain't fighting Boots neither. Very true, MX. Very true. Mel might want 10 million for Boots. Yeah, Mel gonna ask for crazy money too. He gonna ask for crazy money too, as if he's still a factor. Jamel, you gonna have to take whatever the fuck these motherfuckers is giving you, because since you've been gone, ain't nobody, like, you not worth shit, bro.
Right.
It's a whole new. Not saying I'm not gonna say you ain't worth shit. Of course, you still a multi-million-dollar fighter, but 8 figures, absolutely not. Absolutely not, bro. You might have got that 8 figures with Canelo. I don't know how much you got paid, but that's with Canelo, bro. And it's been years since then. It's a whole different. It's a whole new division since you've been gone, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Now, what they just, what they decide he's worth, that's up to negotiations. I don't know, they saying 3-4 mil. I don't know what he worth. Whatever he's able to negotiate and be happy with, so be it. But since you've been gone, we got another unified champion in the division. You got fucking Boots back. You got Boots in the division. You got Virgil in the division. You got Keith Thurman in the division now. You got Fundora. You got Josh Kelly. Like all these niggas that was like they wasn't even champions when you was around. I don't even think they was factors when you was at the top of your heights. The only one was Tim Tszyu, and Tim Tszyu done fell off. So I don't know who. I don't understand why Jamel will feel like he worth so much. Like you ain't never been like this huge megastar that sell hella tickets any fucking way. So I don't know. I hope he not asking for that type money because he not worth that. Not right now. Not right now. Don't they say boxing is what you have done for me lately? I highly doubt that. There's very few fighters today that's worth 8 figures.
Right.
And what the fuck is Virgil doing? Virgil was trying to finalize a fight with Boots. Fucking Tom Brown, TGB over at PBC and them niggas went and told De La Hoya, snitched on him. He was about to finalize that fight behind Oscar's back. Oscar ain't know, but TGB told them niggas. He was like, oh shit, let me hurry up and get a restraining order. And got the restraining order on Virgil, so now he can't do no business until they get shit settled. And they said they going to court on the 20th.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they said them niggas said, what? You about to make a fight behind my back? You can't be making fights with third parties without my permission. Restraining order. Now you can't do shit. Now you literally that's like somebody freezing your bank account, bro.
Right. That's bugging.
Shit. Yeah, you had $2 million in your bank account, but it's frozen now, so you can't do shit with it. Good luck. You got a temporary restraining order. So we was this close. We was this close to getting Boots and Virgil, but somebody over at PBC told on these niggas. Now they ain't got shit going on.
Now they got a whole bunch of lawsuits and shit.
Well, they already had a lawsuit, but Virgil was going behind the scenes trying to make this fight happen. It was about to lock that shit in. I think TGB had contacted Golden Boy. TGB had reached out to Golden Boy because I think that they had some fight dates near each other. They were saying that Boots and Virgil was supposed to fight April 18th, and I think they had something going on May 2nd. So they was like, yo, like y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all pretty much stepping on our toes. Y'all might fuck with our ticket sales. So I think he had reached out to Oscar, was like, fight? What fight? And he was like, no, not Virgil. No, Virgil can't fight without me. I'm gonna put a fucking restraining order on him. That nigga's sick.
I'm gonna shit it out.
I'm gonna fucking tell my lawyers right now, and I'm gonna fight for my rights. I'm the fucking Golden Boy. I'm the promoter. That nigga was sick. That nigga went and told them people, and the fucking judge granted his motion, bro. So that nigga was within his rights to do so. So Virgil got to sit his ass down. Virgil was trying to be sneaky and got caught. Sheesh.
He only got caught because niggas snitched.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie, that would have been some crazy shit. That'd have been some crazy shit.
I would have been tight.
How the fuck could Virgil even sign a fight without Oscar's permission anyway?
Right.
Because don't the promoter got signed off? I don't even know how he would have did that. Let me read up on that shit. Let me see. There was somebody on Reddit complaining, talking about Nah, that's impossible. Never mind. He capping. Said Virgil Ortiz is closing in on a fight with Jerron Ennis. A federal judge stopped it before the contracts could be signed. Now niggas is making you watch advertisements to read articles. What the fuck? Bro, these niggas it's ridiculous.
Everything has ads nowadays.
You already got ads on the fucking page. Now we gotta watch advertisements. Like, I want to know how he would have been able to make the fight without Golden Boy's permission. Let me see what the people saying in the comments. Virgil, same age as Benavidez. Okay. What's on my phone? My laptop about to die.
Yeah, I'm about to get up out of there. I'm kind of tired of shit.
I got you, bro.
All right, Beth.
All right, bro. Shout out to the boy Slime. Let me see. I'm confused. I gotta look into that. They caught MJ doing some wild stuff, and it's all on Twitter. Yeah, I saw that. That was confusing. I didn't know what that was about. That was super weird. I don't be knowing, bro. Like, this is why, that's why I get like real bad anxiety when my son not around me, because you really never know what weird shit niggas be on, bro. Like when I drop, I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. And this is some personal shit, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I get really bad separation anxiety from my son, like really bad. And it has not gotten better since, the whole ordeal that I had go on with, my previous relationship. So it's like when I drop him off, like obviously, like I know the people that's around my son, but it's like at the same time I don't know who else may be around or whatever the case is. And like when I see shit like that, like when I seen that MJ video, it's like, bro, if I was to ever see a grown man do some shit like that, that'd be a serious problem, bro. That would be a serious problem. Like physicality might be involved as a result of that. Somebody getting hands put on him. Like that's just weird. I don't know what the fuck that was about. I'm sure Jordan's gonna have some type of response to that, but it's like I don't really understand why you're doing that. I don't know. That was a weird video. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Let's see. And it's like, nigga, you're Michael Jordan, so cameras are on you at all times. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like he's popping the back of his shirt. What is that? What is he doing? I see him actually grabbing the back of his shirt. It doesn't look like he grabbed anything physical on his body, but it's still a weird thing for him to do with a child that's not his. It's like he's scratching the back of his leg and then like grabbing the back of his shirt. I don't understand that. I don't know. Like I don't really see him grabbing like any body parts. But like I don't. What was the purpose of that? Well, why did you do that? It's like, I don't know, but that type shit right there. Not saying that he did something crazy to the kid. But that was just like I'm gonna just say that was weird. That's why I had like super bad separation anxiety from my son because I'm like obviously he's not old enough to like call me and talk to me and shit like that. My son got a speech delay and all that, so it's like um he says like a lot of little words, but he's not full on talking yet. So I never really know what's truly going on with him. But that type shit right there, that's why I find it to be super. Like I don't know. That's why I be terrified when my son not around, bro. Like I be having real thoughts. Like I ain't gonna go that far. But do I only get my son on the weekends? No, I get him during the week too. I do have him majority of weekends though, but I do have him on during the week, like Tuesdays. Uh, every Tuesday I get my son. On weekends I don't have him. Like this weekend coming up, I'm gonna have him Tuesday until Wednesday morning. Then I'm gonna have him Thursday till Friday morning, and then we resume the schedule back Tuesday. Then I drop him on Wednesday morning. Then I get him Friday, Saturday. I get him the majority of Sunday. Drop him off. So I get him. During the week and the weekend. I'm not a weekend parent. Boxing professor, what up, brother? How we feeling? So let's get into the open boxing talk, man. I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? We ain't got work tomorrow. It's President's Day and all that shit, man. And we don't fuck with our presidents, but I do appreciate the federal holiday, man. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to the motherfucking pink people for getting that right. Yes, sir. Them pink people came through talking great.
Let's go, champ. That's right. The real champ.
Yes, sir. What is they talking about? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that was mad weird. Like, I'm not gonna jump on and be like, "Oh, MJ, you're a fucking p." But it's like, bro, why did you feel the need to do that? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what made you want to grab the back of his shirt? What made you want to scratch the back of his leg? Like, what? Because I don't do shit unless it has a purpose. You feel me? That's just me. Like, if I grab this water bottle, it's because I'm about to drink it. If I'm looking at my screen, it's probably because I'm reading or looking at something. Like everything I do is calculated. Everything has a purpose. If I'm looking outside, it's because I hear something. Why did you feel the need to stroke the back of this nigga's shirt and then scratch his calf? Like, what was that about? I don't understand that. And I think we're just like, I feel like if this whole pedo shit wasn't going on with the files and all that, niggas would have probably overlooked this. But considering how relevant, pedos are at this point in time, unfortunately, when people see things like that, they get triggered. So I'm understanding of that. You feel me? I understand why people so upset, in the Diddy situation, of course. It's a lot of crazy shit going on. Now niggas mentioning Jay-Z name and all types of stuff. R. Kelly, it's a lot. There's a lot of weirdo shit going on. So when you see stuff like that, it's gonna trigger people. Unfortunately, it's gonna trigger people. But yeah, I wonder why he did that. But I'm sure MJ's not gonna explain himself. You know what I mean? He probably won't even feel the need to. But especially when it's a black man, people be having all this outrage. But let that have been fucking Greg Popovich or some shit, or somebody who may have been in basketball but is of the opposite color. I wonder if they would, if Tom Brady was doing that, you think people would have been like, "Oh man, what the fuck going on with Tom?" I don't know. My boy Anonymous in the building. He said, "This is looking ahead of the boxing schedule, but how do you see that Worley Dubois fight going?" Somebody had asked that yesterday, and like I said, I still share the same take with that situation. I think it's gonna come down to, and I know this may sound like a casual boxing fan type of take, but I do think that in this scenario right here is very relevant. I think that it's gonna come down to whoever is able to hurt the opponent first. And the reason why I say that is when you look at Daniel Dubois doesn't have the best punch resistance. Then on top of that, he does have some quit in him, right? Fabio Wardley, he's tough, he's durable, he got a shit ton of heart, but he does lack defense. He does get hit a lot. So if Daniel Dubois has the power to hurt Fabio Wardley, he could possibly get the job done. If Fabio Wardley hits Daniel Dubois with some shit he don't like, he may try to find a way out. I think whoever is able to be effective offensively first and land that big shot on the other opponent. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If Daniel Dubois hits Fabio clean and it has no effect on him whatsoever, Daniel Dubois is in trouble. But we've seen that Daniel Dubois has some serious crack. He got some serious power. You know what I'm saying? He done gave a few people their first knockout loss. So taking that into consideration, there's a high likelihood, and especially since he's a big heavyweight, in the heavyweight division, they all got power, basically. There's a strong likelihood he might be able to actually hurt Fabio. I don't know if Fabio been hit by somebody like Daniel Dubois thus far in his career. You know what I mean? Fabio's a champion. Let's not get it fucked up, but he's a pretty inexperienced champion. He got a good win over Joseph Parker. And besides that, his resume really lacks depth. We haven't really seen him in there with dangerous power punchers just yet. Daniel Dubois will be his first one, and I'm sure he's been in there with guys who could crack, but this is the first elite level guy that he's fought that could crack. So we'll see. How's Daniel Dubois going to bounce back off of that knockout loss? He was able to do a 180 before and bounce back, become champion. Can he do that again? I don't know. So we'll see, man. That's a 50-50 in my opinion. That's a 50-50 type of fight. Daniel Dubois could probably hurt Fabio. Fabio got a lot of holes in his defense. You know what I'm saying? But Daniel Dubois got a little heart murmur. He got a little heart murmur going on. You feel what I'm saying? So if Fabio is able to exploit that, he could probably stop Dubois too. So that's a great fucking fight. Great fight. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Anonymous is going to come down to offense. Who's going to be more effective offensively? Who's going to be effective offensively first? I think that's going to play a big part of who wins that fight. Right. Trick says that fight right there is who could take and give. Pause, but yeah, absolutely. I understand what you're saying. But it might be a situation who could give the shot first. You know what I'm saying? This is the heavyweight division. There's only so much these guys could take before they get put out. You feel what I'm saying? Who's going to be able to give that first? Like, who drawing blood first? Like when you play Call of Duty, whoever get body first, that's considered first blood. Who's going to make that move to get first blood in the fight? Who's really going to establish themselves offensively in this fight? That's going to determine the winner. This fight ain't going to be about who box better. This fight ain't going to be about who's the more intelligent fighter. No, not at all. Based off of both of these guys' style and what they, the attributes they bring into the ring, it's going to come down to who could crack who first. That's what it's come down to. Wood and Warrington running in the back. Oh man, I don't give a fuck about neither one of them. I remember when Josh Warrington was acting all funny with Shakur, Lee Wood. Them dudes. I don't know. Them dudes be ducks for real. You like Fabio's footwork? Really? That's good to know. I still want to do some research on this Virgil situation. So let me go ahead and do that. Trick said before Nick Ball, there was Wood and Warrington holding the IBF hostage in the UK. That's a fact. I remember Kell Brook was trying to do the same shit when he won the IBF. They took that. That's what they be doing, bro. Like they'll take the chance. They'll take the chance and come into the US to win. Yo, once they win or wherever they go to win the world title, they bring that shit back home, and you really gotta press to get them niggas to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, they hold them belts and be like, nope, I ain't going nowhere. You want to fight, you're going to have to do this. Anonymous said, by the way, Mark, have you heard Kell Brook is having a return fight? Yeah, I saw that. I seen him like doing like a little media workout or whatever. And I was hearing rumors that he's trying to fight Chris Eubank at 160 or whatever the case is. I know that wasn't anything confirmed. I don't think Eubank's worried about fighting right now, especially with the health issues that he got after the Conor Benn fight. But yeah, I seen Kell Brook. Kell Brook probably needs some money, man. I don't know. He probably need a couple dollars. I don't know what his situation is. I know that he was battling some addictions and shit like that. So, you know, with addictions, you could definitely run into some money problems. I'm not going to assume that he has money problems, but he probably do need a couple dollars. I feel like that's the only reason why you would come back to boxing. Like, if you won world titles, you've been in big fights, you made millions, and you seem to be done with the sport, and, you know, you left the game off of the Amir Khan fight, and then all of a sudden you coming back. When previously you got exposed for, you know, snorting yayo, I don't know. You might have some you know. Yeah, he just had a kid too. It gets expensive. That's a fact. Kids are not cheap. Yeah, look. See, so this confirmed what I already had told y'all. One key tip reportedly came from Golden Boy didn't learn through Ortiz directly that he was finalizing a fight with Jaron Ennis. Instead, according to reports, the promoter was told by multiple independent sources within the boxing world that Ortiz was closing in on a deal with Jaron Boots Ennis and his promoter. So niggas was snitching. So the specific tip from another promoter, one key tip reportedly came from Tom Brown of TGB, the group behind PBC events. Brown is said to have informed Golden Boy that Matchroom Boxing was planning to stage Ortiz versus Ennis bout without Golden Boy involved. But how could they actually do that though? That's what I'm confused about. Because I'm pretty sure when them contracts get signed, you need the promoter's signature too. Yeah, Ralph, you remember that shit with Kell Brook? Kell Brook, that ass hit a line. They're talking about Bro, and I be hating that allegedly word. Like, I get it because, like, you trying to, avoid, like, lawsuits and shit like that. They're like, this is allegedly Kell Brook snorting. Bro, that's clearly Kell Brook, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro? AI wasn't prevalent at that time. Like, that was clearly Kell Brook. This is allegedly Kell Brook snorting a line. Bro, this motherfucker hit the line, looked up at the camera, which was crazy. Why are you comfortable snorting coke on camera? Then you do some shadow boxing. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that shit that good that it just make you want to throw a combination? Shit. Yeah, so Virgil Ortiz's side feels like the contract is like expired, that is broken. So they felt the need because they was going to court off of that initially, like, yo, like our contract is no longer good. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't extend your deal with the zone and shit like that. And in our contract, if you're not able to maintain that relationship with the zone, then we're free to walk away from the deal. So I guess in Virgil's mind and Virgil Ortiz's team's mind, that he's out of the deal, that their deal is broken, expired, whatever the case is, so they could go ahead and negotiate with third parties without consequence. But Oscar's like, yo, we still have a contract. This contract is still valid. You cannot negotiate with a third party without our consent. And just to make sure that you don't do so, here's this temporary restraining order, nigga. So you can't do anything until February 20th, when we could probably reach some type of, common ground. So that's what it's looking like. Hey, man. Crazy situation. Crazy situation. Very, very crazy. Bella said allegedly. Yeah. Very true. Bella, do you have social media or no? I think we probably asked you before, so my apologies. Good Left Hook said, you see that Keyshawn video on IG? Great way to promote the Haney fight. No, I have not. Let's take a look. Shall we? I have not seen a video. I've seen Keyshawn been putting videos out lately. So let's see. Where is the search bar? Okay. I don't think I follow Keyshawn. Let me see. I don't follow Keyshawn, but share the screen for the people to see. This is Keyshawn Davis's latest video. This is verified Instagram. Keyshawn Davis, aka the businessman, the amazing, whatever he wants to call himself. Okay, let's go.
Hey, where the hell Debo at? Talk all that shit, man. Where Devin? Where Debo at? So-called Debo. Where Devin at? Where Debo? You ain't see him? They got hot man. Debo! Hey, Debo! Where the hell you at, man? What you doing? Where is Debo? We looking for you. We on the block. Debo got hit with a brick. Y'all already know how I'm coming. Yeah. Debo, where you at? He's scared of this brick. He's scared.
Did he pull up to where Smokey and Ice Cube crib was at? That's definitely the house where they filmed Friday at. I could tell from the porch, the setup, all that shit. That's funny. That's definitely creative as shit. I ain't gonna lie. That's funny. Let's watch this one more time. I didn't really know what was going on until then. So let's see.
Where the hell Debo at? Talk all that shit, man. Where Devin? Where Debo at? So-called Debo. Where Devin at? Where Debo? You ain't see him? He hiding from me. Nigga hot, man. Debo! Hey, Debo! Where the hell you at, man?
Says no smoking, no yelling. Look, that's definitely where they that's definitely where they shot the scene at. This is hilarious.
What you doing? Where's Debo? We looking for you. We on the block. Debo got hit with a brick. Y'all already know how I'm coming. Yeah. Debo, where you at? He's scared of this brick. He's scared.
This nigga tripping. Yeah, Keyshawn been bugging out, man. What's up with him? Good promotion. I ain't gonna lie. Definitely good promotion. You're thinking outside the box a little bit to get some attention, but that just lets me know that a lot of this shit is for promotion. Him mentioning Devin Haney's name is for promotion. This is him trying to build up the fight so it'll be ready in the future. I don't feel like this promotion that he's doing now is to immediately get a fight with Devin. I don't think that's what it is. I think Keyshawn Davis, based off of the interview that he's done, you know, Devin is a fight that he wants to, you know, take on, but not right away. That's just me. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy, Runaway Fashion. What up, brother? He said, you think Keyshawn ready for Devin now? Why not? That's a great fucking fight. You know, Keyshawn looked phenomenal at 140 pounds against Jermaine Ortiz. You know, showcased great composure, a great jab, accuracy, you know, ring IQ, punch placement, finishing ability. He did really well. I liked what he brought to the table. And because Keyshawn performed that well, and, you know, he called out Devin immediately afterwards, now it's starting to build up a demand, you know, amongst boxing fans and shit like that. So Keyshawn did what he needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney said that he wants to fight him and Shakur. He said he want to fight big bro and little bro. So Keyshawn will be the little bro. Obviously, Shakur will be the big bro. So, you know, it seems like Devin Haney's optimistic about facing both of those guys. Shakur Stevenson said that he's going to leave that fight for Keyshawn Davis to take, and he feels like Keyshawn could beat Dev. You know, that's his opinion. Obviously, he's going to rock with his brother. But yeah, man, listen, I think he's ready now. Why not? Why would I say no? Because that just let me know I don't want to see the fight. I want to see the fight. Why not? You know, Keyshawn got a lot of amateur experience. You know, he's a former world champion. Devin Haney, he got, you know, a lot of professional experience, you know, being pro since he was like, what, 16 years old? Why not? Let's see it. It's a great style matchup. You got the guy with the fast hands, the fast feet, and a great jab going up against, you know, the aggressive athletic sniper. I look at Keyshawn as like a sniper, though. You know what I'm saying? He don't really throw too much punches, but when he do, he make them motherfuckers count. It's more about quality instead of quantity with Keyshawn. Decent power, like I said. He punches with bad intentions. He's intelligent. He's a good fighter, man. You know what I mean? I feel like if I say he was trash, I'd be hating. I would never call Keyshawn trash. He can fight. So that's a good one. That's a good one, man. Definitely a good one. Notch said he should have had a fake Devin and hit him with the brick. You know, you could get like those prop Johns, right? So they'll look solid. Like they'll have like a brick that looks solid, but it's really like made of like rubber. So when it hits you, it looks like it hits you hard, but it really don't. It'd have been dope to see Keyshawn with like a prop brick or whatever the case is and hit somebody that, you know, claimed to be Devin or whatever the case is. That should have been funny. Yeah, they definitely need to run that though, left hook. I believe you. Trick said, if Ryan wins, what are your thoughts on Ryan versus Shakur at 144 catch weight with no rehydration clause? I don't think Ryan Garcia does anything with Shakur Stevenson, man. And Shakur knows that. That's why he doesn't mind fighting this guy. If he could bring him down in weight when historically he knows Ryan struggles to make weight, he knows that'll most likely drain Ryan. Now, that's a smart move on Shakur Stevenson's part. But you could put them at 160. You could put them dudes at heavyweight. Ryan will never beat no Shakur Stevenson. Ryan Garcia doesn't have the tools. Shakur understands distance too well and is too sharp defensively to ever get hit by no bullshit ass left hook from Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia don't even set his left hook up. He doesn't even like disguise it behind the jab. He leads with it a lot of times. He's usually off balance a lot of the times when he throws it. He overcommits to his shots. Shakur Stevenson would literally, that shit'll be a sparring session for him, man. That'll be super easy work. Super easy work. That shit'll be really that shit'll be worse than a Teofimo performance, to be honest with you. I see Shakur countering Ryan with that jab all day long. All day long. So if they make that fight, it is what it is. Clearly, Shakur is not going to be doing it for legacy purposes. It's really just going to be to add another name to his resume and make a couple dollars. I ain't mad at it. But do I think Ryan's going to fight Shakur? I don't think so. Especially at no 144. He looked like shit at 149. Imagine how he'll look at 144 right now. Anonymous said, what are you thinking about that Resendiz Munguia fight that's being planned for the Benavidez Zordo card? That's a fucking shootout, bro. That's a war. Jaime Munguia, I'm going to tell you this. Jaime Munguia, he's tough. He's aggressive. He comes forward and shit like that, but he has a lot of holes defensively. Armando Resendiz could really take advantage of that, man. Resendiz, if he is high work rate, sharp, accurate, like he was with the Caleb Plant fight, he can really do some damage to Jaime, man. I know Jaime has been real insecure about his ability to take his shots since getting knocked out by Bruno Sarace. And Bruno Sarace was never looked at as like this big puncher. I think that's why, he took it upon himself to, use performance enhancement drugs or whatever the case is. And the fact that they didn't reverse that win after being openly caught on PEDs is disgusting to me. You know what I mean? I feel like they did Bruno Sarace really wrong in that situation. Hold on, let me just check just to be clear. Hold on, let me check. Does Bruno still have that loss on his record? Yes, he do. Absolutely disgusting, bro. Absolutely disgusting. How the fuck did they not reverse that? How did they not reverse that to a no contest? This shit is disgusting, bro. This is like the shit that I cannot stand about boxing. But yeah, man, regardless, I feel like Armando Resendiz has the punching power. He has the conditioning to really hang with Jaime Munguia, and I think he could really do a lot of damage to Jaime Munguia as well. Jaime's there to be hit, but can Jaime Munguia's size and his relentlessness, his aggression, be a little bit too much for Armando Resendiz, who's naturally a middleweight, in my opinion? I don't know, but I guess we'll see. I think that's a good fight. I'm going to be rooting for Armando Resendiz for sure. And if he performs like he did with Caleb Plant, well, if he brings the same qualities to this fight that he brought with Caleb Plant, he could win. He could win. You know what I'm saying? Munguia, he don't trust his ability to take a punch no more, y'all. That's just my opinion. And I think Armando Resendiz could land a bigger, cleaner shots on Jaime and probably hurt him. Resendiz could really punch. So we'll see. Ralph said, no, Mark, remember Munguia innocent. The WBC did a very thorough investigation. Yeah, sure. I would love for somebody to ask Mauricio. So, a lot of the times, the first thing I would ask him, you guys do like a thorough investigation whenever somebody that, represents your titles test positive for performance enhancement drugs, right? Has there ever been a time where y'all have done a thorough investigation and found a fighter guilty? I would ask that. And after that, I'd be like, so what does this thorough investigation include? When y'all doing this thorough investigation to see whether a fighter tests positive or not, I mean, whether they took the PEDs knowingly or unknowingly, what is it that y'all do exactly? Because how could you definitively prove that? Whether they took it in knowingly or not. There's no way for you to know that. The only motherfuckers that know is the fighter who took it himself and the man upstairs. Nobody else is gonna know. The thing is, it would be more beneficial to y'all monetarily if y'all keep these dudes in y'all rankings in comparison to taking them off. That's the only reason why y'all find them not guilty. Because it's a money thing. Everything with the WBC is about money. Mauricio can't sit here and tell us that it's not about money when you're charging motherfuckers 6 figures for a sanctioning fee when when the title was never on the line to begin with. You can't tell me it's not about money. You feel me? So that's what I would love to know. I would love to know that. What is it that y'all do to this really a thorough investigation that you call it? How is it thorough? What do y'all do? What steps do y'all take to find out whether somebody did it intentionally or not? Have y'all ever done an investigation and found somebody to be guilty? I've never seen an article where the WBC has come out and be like, after a thorough investigation, we came to the conclusion that this person knowingly took performance enhancement drugs. I've never seen it. Never. Can somebody correct me in the chat? We got 33 people in the building. Can somebody ever tell me when the WBC ever found anybody guilty after their thorough investigation? I've never seen it. Conor Benn, Alicia Baumgartner, Jaime Munguia. I'm sure there's more. Canelo Alvarez. I've never seen none of them be called guilty by the WBC. Never. Never. Can somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong? I'll wait. I'll wait. Good left hook in the building. He said, tough to bet against Manny Robles these days on another big win he had with Figueroa. Gotta lean Resendiz. Yo, listen, man, you're not wrong for that. Manny Robles is a bad motherfucker, bro. He's a slept-on coach, and I hate that he don't get the recognition he deserved. But hopefully, if he wins Trainer of the Year in one of these years or whatever the case is, man, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can get that recognition he deserves. The fact that he's still under the radar, what everybody knows that he's a quality coach and got a lot of upset wins against elite level guys, it's crazy, to be honest with you. Because a lot of people usually, like, they'll see somebody with a couple champions that got a couple wins, and all these fighters just want to come over to them, because a lot of these fighters are followers, to be honest. They like to ride on trends. You feel me? They're not really smart. But Manny Robles, that's a bad motherfucker, man. That's somebody that I ain't gonna lie, as a coach, if I seen him on the opposite side of me, and if I had a coach against him, I'm gonna definitely be on my P's and Q's. I would never doubt myself, but I'm gonna definitely bring out the best version of myself, and that's just a respect thing. You feel me? There's been coaches I've been up against, and I'm like, come on, man. Manny Robles ain't one of them. It's like, I did that a lot against a lot of Philly coaches. I'm like, he ain't all that. A lot of these coaches be overrated, for real, for real. Like they be like these coaches that, they don't really got no great stable of fighters or anything like that, but they found a way to market themselves on social media. So, like, these dudes are like do like some boxing tip videos or show like some pad work that they're doing with a fighter, and fighters will automatically label them as a good coach because they popping on social media. That's no, not at all. The best way to prove whether you're a great coach or not, let's see what your fighters look like. Did you build them fighters from the ground up? Are they skilled? Do they understand the concept of boxing? Do you have multiple styles in your gym? Mark Magsayo signed with Zuffa. That's a great signing. DOG 215, what up, brother? What's up, Zuma? Manny brought down AJ. Yes, he did. On late notice, too. Remember, that was supposed to be Gerald Miller's work. Yup. Andy Ruiz had just fought a little bit before that. He had asked for the fight. And Eddie Hearn You know, he thought he was catching Andy Ruiz lacking him. He was very surprised with the outcome. Shout out to the Forever Runway Fashion Line 448 with the $5 super chat. He says, "There a chess match against other coaches and fights?" Absolutely. Absolutely. What you're actually seeing in the ring is the coach's product. That's what you're seeing. If you see a fighter have a good performance, it's probably because they had a great training camp. Who runs the training camp? Who's responsible? Who's responsible for how the training camp is moving? The coach. If you had a bad training camp, it's probably because your coach didn't do the best things in camp. You know, injuries could also play a part of shit like that. So it's not always the coach. But like if you had a shitty game plan, you know, the coach takes the blame for that. That's why I was heavily critical of Malik Scott for, you know, Deontay Wilder's game plan against Joseph Parker. Because, like, what are you doing? Who told you this? But if you see, like, a fighter is, you know, has a brilliant game plan and he's executing it, you know, in a great way, you got to give the coach credit for that. That's why I gave Robert Garcia credit for how the way Raymond Mortataia performed against Andy Cruz. When you're seeing two fighters in the ring, you know, they're both following straight game plans. What you're seeing is a literal chess match between coaches. You're seeing one coach's game plan against another coach's game plan. Which game plan is gonna outdo the other? That's what you're seeing. You're seeing a product of coaches' work in this ring. You're not just seeing two fighters fight. You're seeing two coaches' skills being put to the test against each other. Who's coming out on top? Who's going to give the great corner instructions to make the little adjustments in the game plan so they could go ahead and take over the rest of the fight? So to answer your question, yes, there is a chess match against other coaches and fights. That's a fact. Trick said, "Is Coach Anthony a good coach? He's popular on YouTube." I don't know too much about him, so I can't really answer that. I don't know him. I think I competed against him one time in the amateurs, and I came out successful in that fight. I don't really know too much about like his amateur stable. I don't really know I don't know who he's built from the ground up. I don't know. I know that he's worked with like Raymond Ford and stuff like that. Like I've seen him on TV, so obviously he's good enough to get somebody like, you know, Raymond Ford's respect. And I've seen that I've seen him work with a few people out in Jersey, like Tevin Farmer and all them. So he's done well enough for himself where he could be around no type of people. But I don't really know his pedigree as a coach. I've never been in the gym with him. I've never even had a conversation with him. I just know that there was one fighter that he had that went up against my fighter and he lost. But to answer the question, I don't really know nothing about him. To be real, I don't. So, yeah, I can't really speak to that. But there are a lot of social media coaches, and it's like, y'all did a great job of marketing yourselves, but y'all not who y'all claim to be or pretend to be. You know, on social media, you could be whoever you want to be. See what I'm saying? Would I do an interview with Angelo Leo? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would definitely not mind that. Do you have to connect to Angelo Leo, brother? If so, put me on. I would love to do an interview with Angelo Leo. I feel like he isn't getting promoted enough. I feel like his story should be more out there for the people to know. So yeah, I would love to do an interview with Angelo Leo. So if you could get it done, man. Reach out to me. You see my social media. I mean, if you know the dude, let's get it done. I feel like the dude PYP be knowing all these dudes, but he don't never pass no interviews my way, man. So I don't be knowing what be going on with him. He be knowing a lot of these dudes. He be tapped in with his Mexicans. He don't be hitting me up, though. Who are my top 5 trainers in boxing right now today, Spider-Man? That's a great question. Like that y'all know of. We're going to go and this ain't in no particular order, no disrespect. You know what I mean? Don't take it as disrespect. Robert Garcia. I like Robert Garcia, Bozy Ennis. We're gonna go. I'm gonna throw Manny Robles in there. I think he heavily slept on. I like Ronnie Shields, man. I like Ronnie Shields. But does he need is he gonna be in the top 5 though? If we talking about like active coaches, shit. That's a good one, man. I don't want to mention people and then I get shit. That's a good one, man. That's a great fucking question. So, like I said, we're gonna do Robert, Bozy, Manny. I want to do Ronnie Shields, Buddy McGirt. What y'all think, y'all? What y'all think? Maybe I'm missing somebody. I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody. You said Ramsey. I like Ismael Salas too, though. Calvin Richardson. Teddy Adler says no, absolutely not. I think he's one of the most overrated coaches in boxing, but that boxing's ever seen. Oh shit, Bomac, absolutely. Bomac and staff, absolutely. How the fuck could I see? I know I was forgetting somebody. Yeah, we definitely gonna put him on there. Freddie Roach, he's a little past it to be honest with you. I'm talking about like coaches that's on fire right now. So let's go. Let's revisit that. Robert Garcia, Bozy Ennis, Manny Robles, Bomac, and I'll probably throw a Ronnie Shields in there. I was cracking the fuck up, y'all. Jermel Charlo said in that interview he just did with Jagar Talk, he said that Ronnie Shields, he said he fired Ronnie Shields because Ronnie Shields slapped him in the corner. He said, we ain't doing none of that shit. That shit had me rolling, bro. I ain't the type of trainer to slap somebody in the corner, but with a nigga like Jermel, I understand. I'm going to just say that. He need to get slapped more often. Just like his brother did. That shit had me dead. He's like, man, he slapped the shit out of me. He said, I ain't with none of that shit. Shit had me super dead. Damn. Am I missing anybody? Now, there's some great coaches in Philadelphia, man. Like, of course, Bozy Ennis. You got Dawood Bey, who got Salim Bey, his son. He's a phenomenal coach. You got Breadman. You got Coach Sharon Baker at Pivot Boxing Academy. You got shit, I know way more than this, dog. I'm tripping. There's a few of them, bro. There's really a few of them. Rasheem Jefferson, how could I forget? Greg Hackett. Mighty Robinson. Ivan Mighty Robinson. Joel G. Yeah, Joel Diaz. Yep. Yep. That's a knowledgeable coach too. Caleb Plant treatment. Yeah. Jamel definitely should have got slapped too. Bob Santos a good coach. Yeah, Hector Garcia and Barrios. No, Bob Santos definitely a top coach too. I met him because I had did the interview with that Cuban heavyweight bull that he got. Hadiel, what the fuck was his name? Pedro or some shit like that. Damn. I'm gonna tell y'all right now what his name was. I did an interview. I did an in the ring interview with Bob Santos fighter, and his name was Daniel Pedro. That's Bob Santos fighter. He actually had grabbed the mic. He ain't grabbed the microphone off me, but he had said some words during my interview as well. So, um, yeah, I was able to meet Bob Santos. Cool dude. Yeah, Daniel Pedro. Said Leon Wills. I don't know if you meant to say Willis, but Leon Willis is a good coach. He's better at teaching crossover boxers than Mayweather Jim, Team Canelo, Andre Rozier when they work with crossover boxers. Not a top five by any means, but pretty dope. Okay. So Virgil rehydrated the 176.2 from 154 when he fought Delorme. Bro gonna come in 180 versus Boots. Where you got that information from? What the fuck? So he rehydrated 22 pounds? Well, I'll tell you what, Boots not gonna be like that night neither though. So, Boots ain't little. I don't know if y'all ever met Boots. He's not he puts on weight quite easily. So we'll see. But from 154 to 176 is insane though. But I ain't gonna lie. I never rehydrated in 24 hours that heavy. But when I was at 152, I used to get to 175. How you found out how to search for it? You gotta let me know what you're talking about, Teach. How did you search for it? It's on X. Well, I don't see it, bro. You're not being specific enough. I want to see what you're talking about. Yeah, you can post the link here. Anybody got any last questions before I get up out of here, brothers and sisters? Let me know. Hey, that Jordan video is crazy. I'm gonna say something though. For all these motherfuckers that signed with Zuffa, bro, they must be giving them something that they wasn't able to get outside of it. So something's going on. If Hitchens and Russell both win, what's the likelihood they unify in 2026? I think that's going to be dependent upon whether Hitchens is willing to take that shot or not. Because when that interview I just heard from Hitchens, he was talking about either unifying, which would, technically a fight with Gary Antoine Russell will be a unification, or to fulfill his IBF mandatory, which will most likely be Landolfo Delgado. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's all dependent upon Hitchens. But one of the last times I heard him speak about Gary Antoine, he was saying something along the lines of Antoine got to get his name up. Who won the FA versus Charles Martin fight? FA knocked Charles Martin the fuck out. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and show love as always. Y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out. That'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We went into the 3,300 mark. Looking to hit that 3,400 mark in due time. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.